I finally know how UConn fans felt last year. They lose a few games early in the season, and you had people acting like they were trash and the season is over. Notre Dame losing 2 games straight looks bad. But if you ask me on a scale from 1 to 10 on how worried I am about them going forward, would be a 0. If they lost in South Bend or in the States, I would be worried. But I'm not tripping off of them by losing in an island holiday tournament. If the holidays weren't distracting enough, the Cayman Islands is a huge culture shock from being in South Bend all day. And even if you ignore that, it's not like they lost to some bums. TCU and Utah are good teams. Notre Dame could have played some cupcakes like Cal Baptist and Mississippi Valley State and won by 1,000,000 points and still be 3rd in the AP poll. Regardless, they'll redeem themselves against Texas. And I don't think they'll just win. I think they'll wear Texas out. Last season, Notre Dame had an embarrassing loss at Syracuse. They lost by 14 points in their home gym. UConn was expecting Notre Dame to be easy work that weekend, but then they get blasted in front of all their alumni. I think history is going to repeat itself. Notre Dame is going to be a lot more focused. They were probably feeling themselves after blowing out USC and being undefeated. Then they got humbled. They are going to have a much bigger sense of urgency versus Texas. But it's more than just effort. They match up very well with Texas too. In the backcourt, they will most likely have Rory Harmon guard Hannah Hidalgo. Hannah has proven height isn't enough to stop her, so I could see Texas taking a different approach compared to other teams. Rory is an elite defender, so I definitely think she has the ability to slow Hidalgo down. The problem is, if they do that, then Olivia Miles is going to feast. And if they try to put Rory on Olivia, then Hidalgo will eat. They have to pick their poison. Rory Harmon is also not 100% yet. Her shooting is noticeably worse than last year, and she's turning the ball over a lot more than she was. Going against Hidalgo and Olivia was already going to be a tall task, but not being 100% makes that even more difficult. One thing that was overlooked in their losses is that Sonia Citron got her shot back. If this carries over against Texas, this is going to be huge. Her main job would be slowing down Madison Booker, but if she can contribute on the offensive side of the ball, Texas is going to be overwhelmed by the backcourt. Texas front court has been very good this year, which is why a lot of people have them winning this matchup. Taylor Jones is one of the most underrated players in the country. With how good she is defensively and Caval still needing some work on the offensive side of the ball, I think this matchup will be a stalemate. Taylor Jones will be able to shut down Kate, but Jones's offense isn't good enough to be able to overcome Kate's defense either. Where I think Notre Dame will have the edge is the Liutu King and Aliyah Moore matchup. King is able to do well against much taller defenders, so going against someone that's around her size is going to be a breeze for her. Now, Aliyah Moore is no scrub. She's going to get buckets too. But when it's all said and done, King will outperform her. What I find particularly interesting is that Texas is a very deep team, but they thinned their rotations against West Virginia. If they only run an 8-person rotation like they did against West Virginia, that plays right into Notre Dame's hands. Notre Dame's biggest weakness right now is their lack of depth, but if Texas thins their rotation again, they won't be able to exploit this. Texas's biggest weakness is their 3-point shooting. They only shoot 26% as a team, and only average 3 made 3-pointers in a game. That's not going to fly against Notre Dame. If they think they are going to drive in and kick it to the post all game, they are in for a rude awakening. And that's a big reason why I think Notre Dame will have no issues winning this game. The lack of spacing and predictable offense will make it a lot easier for Notre Dame to turn the ball over against them. Regardless of the result, I'll leave this video up, but I think this game is going to go a lot different than people are expecting. That's it for this video. This is a little on the shorter side because I wanted to get it out before the game. There's going to be 2 longer videos dropping later this week, so stay tuned for that. If Notre Dame does end up winning, I got something cooking. That's all I'm going to say for right now. As always, thanks for watching.